Hey guys, this is Rob John Webb here for Waxadis Music, and what I'm going to show you today is the Cheeze Machine PRO VST synth. Now recently I reviewed the free version of the Cheeze Machine, and this time the company togetheraudio.com have kindly given me a VST copy for me to review in order to promote the new version. Now this version is a lot heavier and it's a lot tougher. The free version which I reviewed is absolutely brilliant, and it's something you really should get anyway as an extra weapon in your toolkit. But with the pro version, it's a lot more in depth. There's a lot more going on, and there's a lot more features on this. Now you can. The beauty of this is you can pay a limit of I think $10 for this version. You can pay what you want. It's one of those kind of things. You pay what you think. But the minimum is $10, and I think for $10, which works out at about £7.5 or something like that, £6-7 in English money, is an absolute bargain, and is really worth getting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a few of the features and a few of my favourite presets on here. So whether you produce ambient, trance, hard house, retro wave, or techno, or disco, or ambient, whatever it is you produce, there's something on here for pretty much everyone, which is what a good synth should provide. So first of all, I'm just going to go through a couple of the features on the interface on the screen. And the Class Eco sound is, your standard sort of source or sound. And then we've got, if you put on a chord and then press the filter, turn the filter dial, it's got a really nice clean filter, which is really good. And put your resonance on. Turn it up more. And then you can add some drive if you want to get a bit nasty. So yeah, so you've got that that sound, which is really nice and smooth. So yeah, so that's the Class Eco sound, which is obviously the first sound that comes up. And over here you've got your waveform as well, so it shows you how it plays, which is is always a nice feature. So that's that. And then in the feature section, these are the other sounds that they prefer. They're the most favourite ones, I suppose, that are the most popular. And then we've got this other sound, contemporism, which is more of a bass sound. Now, so if I go down an octave. So if I press play, just got a little kick here. Let's do this. So yeah, you got that really nice sort of round sort of bass sound. Let me just go back and so you've got that. And then obviously throughout the thing, you've got your mod envelopes down here, so you can switch between the two. You've got your two LFOs, which is always nice to have, and then change the rate and all that stuff on them. And then you've got your pitch and your obvious stuff and your generators over here, which you can mess about on octaves and put them through the motions, so to speak. And then you've got this hard sync thing. Change your modulation wheel control here, and put your LFO up if you want to get really experimental with that. So you've got that, and you've got your mixer, obviously. You've got your generation controls here for each one of those. Then you've got your amp envelopes, and then you've got your attack and your decay and so forth. So you've got your standard stuff, and then you've got some nice little effects over here. You've got a delay. You got a vibrato on here, which you don't really need. You can get a nice sort of wobble on that. Put your delay back up, put some reverb on, get a hall in there. You've got all your delays down here, look, and your reverbs, sorry. You've got all them halls, you've got your plates, and you've got your rooms. Get a nice hall on there. is quite nice. So you've got that. So as I say, all the features that we've got within here are some pretty solid, and they're very reliable, and they don't kind of trip out as such. And then we've got a dubstep bass, which is good for drum and bass, and probably your grime and your drill sort of stuff as well, I suppose, these days. And your bassline house, if you're into that sort of thing. And you could really nasty that up. So you got all that. And there's another sound I like, which is called the Easy Octaves. And this is kind of an arpeggiated sort of. It's nice. So you got that. And then there's another sound called Organic Life. Organic Life, that's it. And this is really good for ambient, so, or if you're doing big drops in like atmospheric sort of music. So yeah, that's quite nice. And then what else we've got in here? This is quite a good one. This Thumb House. This is quite good. Let's get up here. It's quite good for sort of like bassy sort of house stuff. So that's good. And then we have another sound which I like called the Rising Chord, and this is nice. This is good for. Really good for sort of techie sort of house. Put the beat on. This is a very good sort of sound. And then we move through the sounds. We've got the squelcher, which is obviously a little bit acidy. You've got a lot of resonance on that. So if we was to put on this, for example, if you want to get a little bit more creative, stick a ping pong delay on it, and then stick an arpeggiator on it. Just turn that down slightly and that slightly, and just play this. And then mess about with the filters. So you can do a lot of acid house stuff with that, which is always a nice thing to do. So yeah, you can push the boat out with other plugins as well. What else have we got? We've got the C5 sounds. So in that you've got the featured sounds, and then in the bass sounds we've got all those which are worth checking out. And then we've got the C5 Dreaming sound, which is obviously very Blade Runner. So if you imagine that in the original Blade Runner soundtrack, somewhere along those lines, where it goes. You know what I mean, the intro sort of thing. So I don't quite know the actual notes to that, but you get the gist of it. So you've got that C5, which is the old Yamaha C5 sound, which is really good. And if you want to take it to mono and take away from the poly, you can do. But put it back onto poly for now. And then we've got other sounds like, in here we've got the smooth times, which are, obviously more road sort of stuff. So So you've got that kind of standard sort of, you know, electric piano sounds. And then you've got ambient space chimes, which are like drones, you know, good for your ambient stuff. These sort of sound effects. Again, cavern chimes. So there's a lot of stuff in there. You've got your big sort of brass pad sounds like that. So they're all in there. It's really good. It's got a lot of really good retro sort of analog sort of sounds, you know, old classic keyboard stuff. And then you've got organism, which is obviously an organ sound, which has been, you know, modulated in lots of ways. Best off down the lower octaves. So you've got that kind of thing. And what else we've got? We've got some hard 90s sort of rave sounds, I suppose. So you've got all them in there. And the other sort of sounds come on. Which you could use on some sort of crazy P-funk track. And then you've got the sounds like in the pads, like the Celestial Wash. I think that's the one, Celestial Wash. Which is really, you know, drawn out. It's very atmospheric. That's nice, you've got that in there. And then you've got the slow and low sound, which I think is really nice as well. Proper early 80s sort of John Carpenter style again. So if you're into making long, you know, drony sort of ambient stuff. That's, you know, something you could use and, you know, tweak and change around with a lot of the settings as well. So that's that in the pads. There's all these different types of ones in the pads. You know, let's go for a few more. So you got that. Next one we've got Complicated, which is and there you go. Mr. Big, which is obviously a nice big sort of. So there you go. And then we've got a lot of pluck sounds. So let's have a look at it. Nice Eastern sort of, you know, Oriental sound. Which is pretty cool. And again. And it's got a nice little sort of muted strat sort of sound. So that's pretty cool. And then a guitar strum thing, steel pans. So you've got a lot of really old school sort of sounds in there. And then what else we've got? We've got the strings. We've got all these different string sounds in here. There's plenty of pads. You know, you could spend hours playing with these pads, which is really cool. So that's good. sound there. And Pure Silk, this is really nice. Perfect sort of ambient pad. You know, obviously take the filter down and just go, you know, and come back up with the filter. You can really draw that out. So that's in there. And quartet players. What else we've got? We've got some tempo sync sort of sound. Sort of classic stuff you get. I've been through a few of these already. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. So we've got all those bass sounds, the brass sounds, the effects sounds, you know, so a lot of these summer insect sounds. It's quite nice and interesting. That's cool. Radio waves and so forth. So you've got those, you've got the key sounds, you've got organs and, you know, these kind of roady sort of sounds. So there's all those sort of piano sounds in there. You've got your lead lines, loads of those in there. And so on and so on. So it's the Cheeze Machine PRO version, which is a step up from the free version that they're giving away, and it's recently just come out as of November 2019. I think it came out about a month or two ago. And you've got all the different pads. You've got the leads, the motions, the pluck sounds, and you've got strings, all those different strings in there. There's loads of good strings in there, and you've got your tempo sort of sounds in there as well. And in the bass we have the classic analogs and the contemporisms and the heavyweight and the acid. So yeah, there's pretty much something for everyone in all of this. So you like your polysynth. Let's go down an octave. So just stick a delay back on that and just see. Put some more feedback on it. You could really mess about that and just go. Time that up quickly, and I'm just going to quantize that, and then I'm going to duplicate, just get rid of that, and then on this channel I'm going to change, turn that down a bit, still need that. I'm going to get a pad up, and let's just see what we'll come up with briefly. Let's have a look at slow and low, because this was quite nice. So I'll just change over the record. climb that up. Let's just shrink that in. And duplicate it again. All I'm going to do here is just going to show you a brief, just a brief idea of what you can do with it. And then open that up, and let's get let's get the CS5, because this is an absolutely brilliant sound. There you go, just a quick little demo, really, just to mess about, just to show you the sort of atmospheres you can create with this, just by using this one synth alone. So yeah, that is the togetheraudio.com pro version of the Cheeze Machine, which is packed full of loads of good effect features and loads of synthesis features, as well as a ton of presets as well. So head over to their website. The link is in the bottom of this video. And for the minimum fee of $10, I think it's an absolute steal. So head over there now and go and check it out and watch further documentaries and tutorials on how, much more deeper you can go with it. I'm just scratching the surface with this right now. So head over there, and thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and keep up to date with all the videos. Any questions you may have, just email me or leave a message in the comments box and I respond within 24 hours. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.